Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Smith15, and welcome back to part 2 of 3 of this 1000 subscriber special. I mean, technically we are now at 1015, so thank you, you 15 who joined. Hey, 1015, Swissman15, it works. Anyway, I didn't actually say that I was Swissman15, but you should probably know by now. In any case, we got another 2v2v2 over here. I feel like the music's awfully quiet here, but it's probably a lot louder for you too. I'm just gonna go back to 12. There we go. Anyway, so apparently the game started. It's a 2v2v2. It's me and Telemnar, old friend. Some of you may remember him from days gone by. We're both playing as the HRE, of course, and he was just getting back into the game at this point, so he's not really at full potential. Of course, this isn't even in vanilla, so he's not quite used to it. Also, we got the Irish over here. Got to pause it because I got to finish my introduction. And we also have the Moors. This is the initial 2v2 that I'm in. There's another one over here that I'll introduce in a second. Not to mention, guys, that the Q&A, the link in the description for that, you can still click on it and ask any question you like. I mean, I've got 30-something, and most of them, 20 of which came from, like, you know, Barry Knight. So unless you want all these questions to be by Barry Knight, which a lot of them are quite stupid, not all of them. He did some legitimate questions, but other ones are just dumb, like, on a scale of 1 to Barry, how cool are you, and stuff like that. So, anyway, just, ask any question you like. I would really appreciate it. I mean, other people would too, maybe. The people who wanted the Q&A. I mean, honestly, some people didn't. Anyway, the other 2v2 we have over here that we're going to watch second is Ace of Dave and Kochka, both are playing as England and France, respectively, taking on Lone Hussar and... who is it? You can see a lot of familiar names from last battle. And Miro, playing as the Portuguese. I never really saw this battle, so I'm going to be excited to see it. I'm pretty sure it was close. I'm not sure how it went, actually. I was just told it was really good. I had to go AFK after a bit of this battle. I never saw them finish it. I just know who won. So, any hoozle. Let's go. I don't know why I paused like that. So right here you can see I already got my line forming up in this corner here, and I'm just trying to get a flank on the Irish, who have cavaliermen, and not to mention also mounted cavaliermen, while the Moors also have camel gunners, so they have a very gun-heavy army, a lot of routing potential they have created for themselves. And I make a really stupid choice here where I decide to rush forward my Imperial Knights, which I don't even know why. I decided maybe I'll get to rush them, but we also have the Ridier, pretty fast cav. Definitely not as strong, but given the gun support, they're going to start you're going to watch these guys around in just a second. It was pretty embarrassing, really, what they performed. See, the Ridier are already losing, but look, 22 of my knights routing because of the gunners. I just didn't really realize that I should have gone fourth in numbers, and this is when I decided, okay, there's no use in skirmishing, which is probably not true. I could have skirmished a bit more in hindsight. I mean, the guns are taking a bit of a casualty on me, but like... And also I see the Moors lining up. I guess I was just being a bit impulsive. I was a little bit nervous around these guns because I can beat them. It's very stressful to do so. And you can see my poor Teutonic Knights already getting gunned down. Oh, poor guys. They don't even have armor. I mean, the armor's not going to save them. But you can see response by the Irish with the countercharge. My ally is a little bit lagging behind, and so is his. So it's a bit about even. But of course, his allies got camel gunners coming on my flank along with grenadier crossbowmen and a bodyguard. So I've got enough on my plate already. Getting my infantry coming up fourth. Some forlorn hope hoping to catch his grenadier crossbowmen. I thought those were Christian guards, so I thought I might have been able to. And now we got two-handers clashing over here. Actually, these Ulster swordsmen are already winded. Wow. That's interesting. And look, these lines never really formed up. And who's wavering? What was wavering? Oh, these are some Ulster swordsmen. Those cowards. And I'm just trying to get my troops around. You can see finally Telmnar's coming in, but also a bunch of Gallow Lake by the Irish. Bit of clunkiness going on, not really defined lines at any point here. Some routing Irish, which was nice, but we also got some Christian Guard. The Moors coming in clutch to save his ally. The entire flank was faltering for, who is it over here? Koenig. Yes, Koenig. He's also got a bunch of cab coming in directly into my Zweihander, but apparently they are getting a pretty good effective push inside. My crossbow's still firing. Other than that, I think my ally's starting to push in. Yeah, he's got some crossbows lined up in here, and his troops sort of in the forest, not quite engaged yet, so right now it's all on this side. I also have a bunch of cav and crossbow fire focusing on these Moors over here, trying to get rid of the camel gunners. It's a lot of stress taking on all of these troops, because I'm already fighting off all the Irish cav. I also have to fight off this Moorish task force along this general's bodyguard that's completely running amok and actually wrecking these Gothic Knights over here. My own general, pretty healthy in the back of my lines. I'm trying to make sure my infantry don't rout because of all these gunners. I mean, like, there's still the cavalrymen out back, which is not fun. And also, oh god, he's about to get an excellent rear charge Koenig over here, which completely oh wait, something routed. Oh, is just one Swihand or something? I don't even know. So I come in with my own general, and that's a general brawl. His general is outmatching mine, but I think I got it surrounded with these Gothic Knights. But, of course, the Moors still with a bunch of grenadier crossbowmen and all this other cavalry coming in the rear. This general's bodyguard that is completely healthy, pretty much, and doesn't contain the general, so I don't even get, like, much of a benefit by killing it off. And there goes the Irish general, first general down, and I have him in a bit of a blob, so I thought I was a bit hopeful here, but quickly follows my own general. I think he was slain by dismounted Christian guard. I don't even know where that was. It looked like. Or was that my ally's general? No, that was my general, yeah. I think I brought him all the way over here or something. In any case, he dies, and only half my forces here, and I'm starting to, like, waver because of all these guns. He's still got the cavalrymen firing out back, and a few of these camel gunners that I never quite eradicated. My crossbows were not enough here. And now my infantry line is sort of dissipating. I just didn't have enough to really take on all this extra cav with the Moors in my back, and now he's got his other general's bodyguard here. Meanwhile, my allies just beginning the engagement. I think partly Telemar was a little bit too slow to join in after I rushed. I think I was a bit hasty to rush, and it's not all on him. I should have communicated a bit better and, not rushed so soon, but in any case, once I committed, it was a little bit late, and he's, again, a bit new. You can see his lines, and there goes his general, which is just depressing. Oh wait, that was oh no, his general died first. That's interesting. My general just died. Oh wow. Then I was just routing really badly, and you can see I've got pretty much only some Gothic Knights still holding the line. In this impossible situation, I would not expect them to be still saying these 16 brave Gothic Knights still shaken but fighting against Skalglake and Muir and such. And then finally one breaks and the other follows, but they outdid themselves. You can see all my crossbows routing, and that's my entire army. I have so many troops actually still left, quite a good number of infantry, my general's bodyguard, but everything just starts routing. So I'm unable to help my ally any further. I think that is really unfortunate. But he's starting to break through the Moors, which is a lovely sight to see. He's actually cutting down some of these dismounted Christian guard with some rear charges, and the Moors don't really have the cavalry to respond. And I was thinking, like, you're in a pretty good position here, man. You can do it. Just got to take out this general's bodyguard. I mean, he doesn't have a general, of course. There's still the cavalrymen, which pose a huge threat, and also some returning infantry. But given his sheer numbers, he should have enough to, like, overcome them. You can see he's still got some cav cutting into these Latuma spearmen, but unfortunately they stop routing, which is just not cool. And they're sort of doing this sort of kiting tactic now, sort of avoiding fights, going in range, getting them in range of the cavalrymen. I would have tried to, like, stay out of the cavalryman's range, but he's sort of running his infantry in that general direction, which is interesting. Other than that, the Moors don't really have much besides, yeah, some crossbow militia. He's got some Lantumas and some Christian guard here. His cav, no, not the cav, not the Imperial Knights, or, yeah, Imperial Knights, so they are. And we got a bit of a cluster going on here, and now some returning Lantumas. I don't even know where they're coming from. Probably beat through something over here. And now coming back. And we got some massive break. 38 Zweihander running from the field, and now this one's about to get surrounded, which is really unfortunate given they're in the presence of guns. Though Telmar did try to charge them, the Imperial Knights routing, and then Zweihander routing, even though they're already quite close, which is quite impressive. It just really has to do with the fact that they don't have a general anymore. Oh, there's a general. I think that's England from the other battle, but we'll see. I don't need... No spoils. Really, that doesn't give away the end at all. They both that battle happened at the same time. Forgive me. And you can see at this point, we just got tons of routing going on by the Itchery under Telemar. His lack of general is just really hurting him, and he's allowing his troops that are left to be really surrounded. And at this point, we have pretty much lost. He's got some Pavis, but nothing else more really to fight off the Moors. He's mostly just getting captured, too. Like, this is not kills. This is all captures right now. They're just getting surrounded and routed because his men are not ready to stay in the fight for long. Yes, my army is tiring at this point, but my army's been riding for a while. I just really, like, I had some good progress against the Irish until I started getting really cut down and harassed by the cavalry of the Moors. You see, the main problem is that if the Atreus and Telemar, if Telemar had attacked the Moors a bit sooner when he had the cavalry advantage, we kind of maybe would have pulled through. I mean, of course, it was really smart of Ceramus over here. He just completely saw what was going on and how the ally was not coming in, and he used it to take me down first with the support of his own ally who was heavily engaged me of Koenig. So Koenig and Ceramus did really well to work together and beat me in Telnar, so good game to them. Anyway, I'm going to cut the video here, and I'll bring you back at the start of this battle. You can see some stuff is going on. No spoilers, don't really pay attention. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually here with the second battle. It's 2 days after I recorded this first part of the battle. I got halfway through until my roommate came in and kind of ruined the recording. I didn't get another chance to record until now. So, it's been a lot happened those 2 days too, and you might hear in my voice I got a little sick. But we're here at the next battle, and you can see it's Ace of Dave as England, with Kochka as France against Lone Hussars Russia, and over here Portugal's coming up on his side, played by Miro. Yeah, so sorry, to you this is just literally an instant of what happened, but this has been over 48 hours for me of just a lot of mayhem, and you might have seen my call to arms video already, and that'll explain to a lot of all the bad thing that happened to my channel, a bittersweet thing that happened to my channel, and bittersweet thing that happened to me upon losing a friend and gaining a really close other one in a matter of 2 hours, and that was kind of depressing and fun, I guess. It was a really weird night. Anyway, but you can just see England's in a bad position right here, right now. He's got a ton of archers dying off to these dismounted Dvor, who are no joke, especially with the cover of the forest, and Ace of Dave needs to pull back right here. Again, hasn't played in a while, Ace of Dave, so I forgive him for not having the best army composition you can see. But, then again, you know, he's still got the concept down, and of course, he was an old friend, so of course I let him into the fight and asked him to join us, so I appreciated he came. And, of course, we have Kochka over here, pretty experienced using the French with the disadvantage of French archers, and these giant blocks of infantry, dismounted noble knights, dismounted chivalric knights, and then some armored surgeons, a very good spearing unit, possible to, you know, really do some havoc against the enemy cav. And he's got quite a bit of cav himself. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Maybe some hidden in the forest, actually. Now, I do know the beginning of it. Miro over here actually starts to send out his cavalry over to this flank. I think he goes out here, and it takes a long time, so I think I'm going to speed it up to the point when they actually start getting to some action, after we just quickly look at these army compositions ourselves. So over here, for Russia, it's pretty much the same build as the first one, because it's Lone Hussar using the same exact army. He's got 4 dismounted Dvor, pretty much, a bunch of Boyar Sons, and British Axemen mixed in. I don't think they're... Oh, the British Axemen are the second line, the front line are the Boyar Sons, which makes a lot of sense for, like, taking missile fire. He's got tons of Sarsgaard as well. You can see Miro now is sending out his cavalry to that flank. He wants to, like, sort of force Kochka to respond in a way. And just trying not to miss anything here. Again, I apologize for my sick voice. I just recently got sick, and I am not happy because I forgot all my medication that I intended to bring to university back home. And you just take a look right now at how much cavalry Miro has. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cavalry right here. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, 7 cavalry, and a bunch of these are conquistadors. They seem to have attack upgrades, and the Portuguese knights seem to have armor and attack. And of course, this is an underpowered cav, but they're pretty cheap, so they're probably a decent price for what they do, given the 2 upgrades. They probably have a lot to them. And he's got another general over here. He's got 8 cavalry total over here, 1 with his general's bodyguard, which is a Portuguese knight unit, which I would not advise, ever. Like, ever. But he likes to do it, so that's Miro's choice. And in response, France sends his own cavalry over here. He's got his chivalric knights and early period general's bodyguard, and tons of noble knights heading over, and male knights as well. These noble knights are also no joke, and they seem to have full upgrades as well, so they've both gone for a bit of... It seems Kochka went for more quality, and Miro went for quantity, which is respectable in their own ways. And soon we'll be interrupted by the deaths of generals and the original fight from me and Telemar versus Ceramus and, who was it? Koenig. So yeah. So we got, actually, the longbows moving up. It seems the skirmish actually started beginning again opposed to just this massive death fest of longbows. Probably not the best engagement to start out the fight, really leading to disadvantage for the French and English, which is a weird combination of allies to begin with. If we just speed it up a little bit, it actually seems that Kochka makes the first move here. He wants to rush, maybe the conquistadors get the charge to jump on them and kill them off, and then focus on all these Portuguese knights. So we actually got a ton of things going on. Wow, this cav, they're all not charging each other, just one cav charging the wrong unit and everything. Oh, this is just very weird medley of charges. Poor conquistador died. He didn't even last like an instant in the fight. And of course, Kochka does have the quality cav, and what Miro needs to do is really use his superior numbers to surround. But of course, Ace of Dave's got his own demi-lancers. Though low quality, he's going to hold off this Portuguese knight for a bit of time, while it seems that Kochka's just smashed through these Portuguese knights here. There goes the Irish general, but, you know. Old news! Old news! There goes our allies' general, slain by... Was that a crossbowman? I don't know. Anyway, so we're back to the important fight here, the new fight. Seemingly, it seems, I can't believe I just said that, but the conquistadors completely surrounded. Now they're just getting cut down by the French cavalry. Of course, there are the general's bodyguard, which are very good. Like, it's almost always pretty smart to bring 2 general's bodyguard. It's just that they get surrounded too easily at sometimes, which can lead to drastic consequences. And they're also really bad against, they don't handle archer fire too well. They take a lot of casualties, pretty much the same as any other unit, so they do have their drawbacks, but they're really good in a straight-up melee just for the 2 hit points, because they will hold out against chargers and stuff. They win those things, which is why General's Bodyguard do so well. So it seems that here the French pull with a victory. He's got scraps of cav left, like 10 to 15 in every single unit, besides, the General's unit. And Mailed Knights even survived, and Miro has no cav left. There goes my general. Sorry, bro. And Miro decides here's a good time to use his cavalry, trying to seemingly do the cav bug and charge through here, but he doesn't quite succeed. And here's the point where my roommate walked in. I mean, it's not quite there yet, so just so you know how far I got into recording this before Rumi came in. This is going to happen a lot, probably, where roommates, or my roommate interrupts me. Hashtag let me in a dorm. I think in one of my videos, someone asked me why I have a microwave in my room. Well, I'm in a dorm in college, so everything that I need to live is in here, and also that's my roommate's microwave anyway, so... So now it seems that the Russians are rushing forward. They've got all his cav coming up. England is completely unprepared for this. His archers are about to get completely bum rushed. But what the French do have is a cavalry advantage, so he can use it, hopefully. But England needs to get back. And he's actually going to get a good charge with these demi-lancers, but these are spearmen. But since spearmen, they're not in formation and they don't have any upgrades, that really took a beating on them, even though the cavalry is down a bit. But, like, if you're going to use spearmen, you want them in Schildtram or in tight lines, not running against cavalry. You need them to be bracing to take on the cavalry charge. That's very important. It seems the General's Bodyguard of France is actually pushing through and getting tons of kills against these Russians, but also getting eaten up by the Devor. And Tsar's Guard coming in from behind. It's not a good situation for the French general whatsoever. And Miro has not really quite started moving, so Russia is all on his own right now. He's doing fine so far, but he just probably doesn't have the cavalry numbers to really do this, or the infantry numbers since the French are coming in. So Miro actually is now starting to move in, but he might be a little bit too late to the fight, because Russia is taking tons of casualties already from all the archers and everything, and his cavalry seemingly has died. I don't know what happened to all of it, but it's just gone. He's got that one general's bodyguard here, but his Tsar's Guard and everything seemingly wiped out. Though, luckily for him, he's got these English knights trapped in a melee with some two-handers and spearmen, so they can probably do quite a bit of damage here. And he's starting to form up lines, but it seems his entire left side over here just broke completely. So all he's got is Devor, but those guys, again, can hold out in a melee. And here comes the Portuguese coming in pretty thick lines, and we'll see what he can sort of accomplish. It's a very back-and-forth battle. But there goes the English general, which is, a good thing for Russia, considering he was almost dead here. Russians still have tons of troops here, but he can probably rout them with all his Devor before they even reach. And I would really focus fire on this blob of two-handers, because you can do some serious damage on that. And he's going to get these Boyar sons probably back to hold them off and rejoin the lines. And his general's bodyguard still doing tons of work, getting charges everywhere. So Hussar is still putting up the fight, even though that rush did not quite work out well for him, because he was just overwhelmed by numbers. Miro was not there at that time, but Miro is coming in, seemingly winning this side now because of the discrepancy of the French lines. Too many of them were over here to be fighting. And he's got a bunch of them actually trapped now with just a single unit of dismounted Portuguese knights, really, or maybe two, actually, taking on them on. But, you know, that's still plenty of troops, and they're getting shot down by Devor just the same. Actually, there are some French noble knights coming in to attack the lines, but, of course, Devor here. And I'm sorry, again, for being sick. I'm actually going to quickly pause, look at my notes so I don't sound too disgusting to you guys. So just give me one instant second. And we're back, okay. Sorry about that. Now I feel a little bit clearer and less nasally congested. Pleasant things that you want to hear from Swissman, of course. Oh, the Portuguese general seems very close to death over here. He's very bloodied up. Again, he's in a Portuguese knight unit. Maybe he'll actually rout something, though. Very close over here. Can't really tell which way it's going to swing anymore. And I think I forgot who won, actually, now. Oh, no. So it's suspense for both of us, because I was AFK at this point. I had to go mow the lawn. So, if I remember correctly, also I was really disappointed by our defeat. Telemnar just lost so many troops after his general died, and I completely faltered. I think I got a lot of kills, so we'll see at the end, I'm not sure. And actually, it seems that the Portuguese have busted through these lines. He's winning on this side, and he's taking out these French archers and also arquebuses, but also there are still French cav coming in for charges. This one seems to be pretty good, coming in the side, and actually it is quite good of a charge by some early period general's bodyguard, and the rest of the cav is safe waiting, sort of coming in at different times and waves. Wow. English infantry getting completely attacked by all these Tavardis. I'm going to wait for this next volley. It's going to be beautiful. Look at them drop like flies. Oh, this is a massacre. Look at how many just died from that. I mean, again, there's 4 units of pretty strong archers, and some, actually no, some of them are now in a melee, trying to hold off the advances from the English and French. Again, I don't really know which way this is going to end up going. I really like how Portugal is actually taking this hill with some success, while they're defending this other side. It's like a weird, like, take one hill, fight the other hill sort of situation, I guess. But there's just too many infantry, I think, on the Russian side for him to hold off indefinitely. At this point, he probably should go into tight formation. Of course, there are still Pavi's crossmen firing from the other side, getting this nice sort of crossfire on these troops. And these Devor are still pretty healthy and happy. And now they got a what? How does that unit rout? That is awful. I am so sorry. Pretty sure the Russian general's still alive, too. Yeah, he's actually over here, right? Yep, fighting strong against some English knights and such. And it's funny because the English don't even have their general, but now it seems that the French infantry and lines have completely dissipated besides some noble knights that he's retreating. He's got his cav, and Portugal's coming in clutch, trying to save the last of the troops. There goes the second general in this fight. Russia general completely dead. Opposed to partly dead, I guess. I think at this point it would be very prudent for Miro to get his general far away. He's the last unit left in a Portuguese knight unit. He doesn't have as much health as other generals. It's surprising he's still alive at this point. I want him to go and save his life rather than die. Dying is not fun, especially when you're a general and your entire army relies on you. And these pike militia going in, and instead of using their pikes, they decide bring out the swords and fight them one-handed. Probably not the best situation for them. Of course, it seems that it's now going to go in favor of England, who's starting to get tons of kills with just his leftover infantry. And the French do have some spearmen left and cavalry to do some good rear charges here. These pikemen could rout any second, though they still have to be worried. There are a good number of Pavi's crossmen still in these forests, tired though, and very, very capable of routing. Bunch of French cowering on the hill now, actually, it seems. Interesting. And now you can see the Portuguese lines completely breaking. I don't think anything's left. I don't know why I'm using completely so much, and I don't know why I'm saying anything that much. So this, I think, is the, Russians completely fleeing the field, and now it's just taking down these crossmen, which really shouldn't take that long at all. Our allies are fled. And that's, I think, Telemnar being fully defeated at this point. Which is depressing. Poor Telemnar. So they're rushing over this way, and they're probably just going to rout these Pavis very quick, even with just 4 mailed knights coming into the back of these lines. Go, mailed knights! Woo! And they are shaken, fighting against these Pavis who are exhausted. They're probably going to beat them in the end, I would bet. Nope, they routed. Wow. That is some impressive work by the Pavis, I would say. Pavis MVP for Mirror, I would bet. Other than that, it seems that the arquebuses are back, and there are some scraps of infantry and archers for the French that have returned. And I really don't know how much they have in comparison to the enemy of the Moors and such, so we'll have to see that at the end of the fight. They just got to take down these archers, really. Very cinematic right in the forest here. I like the trees all around. I don't know if I talked about the map already, but this is one of my favorite maps. I mean, it does have a little bit excess amount of forest, but it's got nice terrain. I like the swamp in the middle really breaking up the two fights, and how it's not like anything too bad. You can really use the terrain to your advantage. It's almost as good as Yorkshire Seaway, but not quite as good. So, see, I think this is Irish Marsh, by the way, so if you ever want to play Britannia Expansion, of course. I think this is the last unit of the Portuguese, and they are routing. No, there's got to be one more then, because the Portuguese have not completely fled yet. Yeah, wow, the French actually have a lot more cav than I thought they did way back here. And now it's going to come down to a lot of walking for these scraps of Moors and Irish to come fight off the remaining English and French. So I'll bring you guys back when that's ready. So see you guys in just one moment. Okay, I had to bring you back because I just found out that the Portuguese general is still alive, and I just forgot to mention that. He's the last unit left for the Portuguese. He's been running amok all the way over here, cleaning up the routers from my fight, Telemar's troops, really, that are still fleeing around. Is this mine? No, that's Telemar's, Pavi's crossmen. So I just thought that was really funny. So good for him being the one unit to survive this fight, and not even being from a general's bodyguard. Very impressive in itself. Anyway, I'll bring you guys back when the fight actually starts coming. Who's... Oh, that might be the Portuguese general. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, here we are, back with the fight. A lot of the... you can see there's a charge going on here, so... Ow! Actually successful. I'm surprised it actually made it all this way, but... The Demi-Lancer dies in the end. Brave man. Anyway, it's the Irish and the Moors hiding in this forest. They got a lot of skirmish troops, not too many cavalry or infantry. And... the sizes of the armies are relatively the same, which is why I'm going to give the edge to the Irish, just because the English make up the bulk of the other team's forces, and they don't have a general, and they're all tired and exhausted, so they're very prone to routing. I don't really remember who wins. I'm just going to bet on the Moors and the Irish just for having the morale crush effect. I don't know if there are any camels here left. We'll see in a second. Yeah, I feel a lot better. I don't know if you guys were there for the part of this battle where I mentioned how I lost a friend very, very shortly. It's again in the Call to Arms video, more about it, and it's a very odd thing how you can lose one friend and then feel a lot closer, because I'm really, like, I didn't expect that person to come to me in the middle of the night when I just asked them to, and I didn't even tell them a reason, they just did. I never had a friend like that before, and now I do have friends here. This is why, another reason why I really love college. Like, I've gotten people that are probably more friends here. And seemingly the battle is starting. The cavalrymen taking off their first shots against these arquebuses. So gunners versus gunners. And they are routing because the English do not have a general. That is really depressing for them. Oh, I guess they have the meat shield. So it does seem in favor of the Irish and the Moors, just for having the morale effect with the gunners there. The cavalrymen are pretty good short-range gunners, of course. And Cocho's really got to keep his general nice and safe. He doesn't have enough infantry to really do too much damage. What is that? Dismounted French? No bollard. He's got some archers here. Yes, a few of them, scraps of them. The English hiding in the forest, trying to like maybe stave off a lot of the firepower. They are going for the rush here. Let's see what is in these lines. Oh my god. Oh, no way! The Gallows Lake is slaying the general on the charge. This is a really bad omen for the French, because they needed that general. Some Moors still have theirs. The last general alive on the field. The Portuguese one ran like a coward. So yes, it's gonna. I think now we can safely say it is in favor of the Moors and Irish, just for having the morale crush here, especially with that Mior here. Not the best in fighting, but they do have a scare trait, which is very good for late game. You can see there's already routing troops by the French and English over here. I just saw one was routing. I don't know where they went to. And of course he's got some spearmen here too. Spearmen versus spearmen, but these guys are fresh and these guys are shaken and tired, so they're not going to last too long. And they're getting really taken and ripped apart by these crossbows over here. Not really ripped apart, actually. They didn't actually die. But you can see, look, the entire French army just fleeing, so many spearmen. They don't have the stamina. They're not good late game units, those spearmen. They're very important early game for winning the cav fight. And of course, the cavalry fight also here is completely in favor of the Moors, with just this very powerful general's bodyguard. And this general has seen quite a lot of action. Look at him. He just stabbed that guy, and he's already bloody. He probably took down like 20 men himself. He is a brutal killer of the Moors. The brutal. I was going to think of some nickname for him, but it didn't really come out. I'll call him Ceramus the Great. So that is the end of the battle, pretty much. It's going to bring up the results in just a second. So good game to everyone who joined. If you look here, I got 803 kills, 65 captures. So I have a lot of troops remaining. They all fled after my general died. Koenig only getting 477 and 78 captures. The rest going to service. Look at this. This is some impressive work. 847 kills and almost 400 captures. Like, he did ultimate MVP, Ceramus. Like, great job in this battle. I congratulate you and everything. And you really turned the tide in the battle between me and the Irish when helping him with just a few units of cavalry. Very impressive work. Great job by Lone Hussar, losing so many troops, probably getting at least half of his kills to the Zwar or something, because his infantry just melted. Miro doing also very well. Kochka carrying the team on his side. Ace of Dave again, he was a little bit out of it. It probably hasn't been played in a while, but he did very good for not playing in a long time, so he kept his skill, and of course I don't think he's used to the expansion, so thank you for joining me, Ace of Dave. Good game to everyone. Good game to Telmar as well, who again had just gotten back into the game. Doing pretty well for a loss. I mean, he lost his general very early on against some Royal Crush build. It was very unfortunate circumstances, so I'm not going to pin this against him as bad playing. He did what he could. If you look at the top kills, some Imperial Knights, 138, again, better than the Teutonics, but look at my other cavalry, 8-3. This is some pathetic work. They routed early on in the fight. Forlorn Hope only getting 4 kills. What a waste of cash. I think a Serpentine would have served me a lot better in this fight, but I was expecting a rush, so... Dismounted Gothic Knights, 74, they are no joke. 56, 65, pretty good by my infantry, who really held off the blob, and my general not doing the best. But again, this unit MVP on my army. So thank you all for watching, and again, not to mention, there is the Q&A still there, and I would like more questions from all of you. If you have anything you want to ask me that's anything good to ask, at least. Don't ask me what's your favorite color? Because I'm pretty sure someone already did. But, you can just ask anything, and the more questions the merrier. I'll choose from the best and try to make the best Q&A possible. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the final part, 3 of 3 of the 1,000 subscriber special. Now we're at 1,000, almost 1,400, 1,300 something from that weird mix-up with 9gag, and oh god. Just, again, look at the Call to Arms video. It explains a lot, and how it was pretty much a mistake on my part. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, my friends.